Hey guys, welcome to another video on the document editing series. In this video, I'll be showing you how to make changes to a multi-page PDF document and saving those changes on the document without having to export each of the pages as a single PDF document or a JPEG file. Now, without any further ado, let's dive into the video. So this is the PDF file we're going to be using for today's example. As you can see, it's a 7 MB PDF document. If I open the document now, you can see it's a 7 pages PDF file, bank statement. So we are going to be importing this document exactly the way it is into Photoshop and then making changes to it, and we'll be saving it. So with Photoshop open, I'll go back to my file explorer and drag in the PDF file into Photoshop, leave it like that. So as you can see from here, Photoshop will ask you how you want to open it. You can see it has showed you the pages, the thumbnail of each of the pages here. If you click on any one, you see a slim blue line indicating that you've selected that particular page. But then if you hold Control on your keyboard and then click on other pages, you'll be selecting each of the pages individually. But since we are going to be opening everything, you will have to hold Shift. After selecting the first page, hold Shift, then go to the last page, and you see all the pages has been selected. That has shown that you've selected 7 of 7 pages. Now, coming to this page options here, the name will be showed here, and then this place now will ask you to show where you want to crop the document to. I like using Artbox, so make sure yours is in Artbox. Other important things are the resolution. Make sure it's nothing less than 300 since it's going to be a PDF that would be printed out later. 8-bit is fine, and then we're going OK. That's all we need. Now you can see that Photoshop has opened all the pages individually as different files. See, from page 7, 6, 5, 4 down to page 1. Photoshop has opened them individually. We are going to leave it like that. Now, starting from page 1, we are going to make changes to this document. We're just going to make quick changes to them. If you zoom in, you can see how fuzzy each of these texts are looking. The fault is actually coming from the scanner. So I think it was scanned with very high contrast. So that's what resulted to this fuzziness. Well, that's not our headache for this particular example. We'll be concerned on how to make changes to this text. Now, I'm going to make changes to this name. I've shown this example so many times in my other videos. You have to first of all type in the text, identify the font, and then match it before you make your own changes. So for this particular example, this text, I already did that and I discovered that it's Arial. I'll take my text tool and then type in the name. To ensure that it matches properly, I'm going to change the color and then fit it on this text. So as you can see, it's not fitting properly, so I'm going to make some adjustments to this characters panel. I'll just keep trying to see the best fit for this particular text. Okay, I just noticed an error in this work. I think the person that typed this thing originally did not put a space between this miss and the first name. So as you can see, if I should put a space between the dot and the name, it would no longer fit. So that's an error. Then I'm going to do some transformation to this, make sure this thing matches properly, and there we have it. I think this is the best we can achieve. Does not really matter, it does not have to be 100% accurate. Good as it is like this. I'm going to change the color of this now to black. Put it on top of this. Now, turning off the new text, I'm going to get rid of the old text on this layer. I'm using the patch tool right now For shortcut, you can select J. This is the patch tool here. So after selecting it, I'll drag on an empty space on this document, and there goes our text. And so we have our new text here. Right click on the text and convert to smart object. If you observe now, our text is looking quite thicker than the original text, and this is the list we can have. From area, we have area narrow, area regular. I should increase this, it would still not work. So here we are going to make use of mask option. So holding Control and selecting the icon of this text, I'm going to make a selection of the text here. Now create a mask on it. So this mask now has helped us reduce some of the edges of the text. As you can see, if I hold Shift, turn off the mask effect, you can see that the text is looking smaller than before. So we have achieved that successfully. Next thing we need to do is to add noise. So since it's a smart object, make sure you are selecting the layer icon, not the masking icon. Go to filter, go to noise, add noise, and 20% Gaussian distribution of the noise is okay. Now we'll come to the filters again and add in pixelation. Mosaic 2 squares is okay. And now it's not looking good enough. You need to play with the blending option. On the noise, see this icon right here, the small icon. Double click on it, then change the blending mode to dissolve, and then reduce the opacity to 75%. Same thing with the pixelation. Reduce this to, let's say, 25. Dissolve. The reason for changing to dissolve is so we'll have this fuzzy look on the edges of the text. Okay, one last thing, we need to add blur to this. So if I come here now to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, 0.3 and 25. Now the next thing we'll do as usual is to change the text. Now we can now go ahead to change the text for our new text. By double clicking on this smart object, you will be on this page. I want to change this to some random name like Mr. VJ McGill, and I'll save it now. Ctrl S. Make sure you save it so it will reflect on the original document. So if you close this, now you can see that our change is looking very, very annoying because of this mask effect we put here. If I should turn off this masking, you can now see the text clearly here. So what we need to do is get rid of this masking. Make sure you're selecting on the mask option, drag it into this delete icon here, and there it goes off. Now the text is looking thicker than the other, so we also need a mask. That means for every change you make, you have to create its own specific mask. Same thing we did before. I'll hold Control, click on this icon, and then select the mask icon here. And that creates our new mask for us for this particular one. And you can see the text are now looking identical, and that will be all for that change. The next change I would be interested in making is to this bank statement number 4, page 1 of 7. We have 7 pages document, page 1 of 7. So I want to just make this page 1 of 7 to page 1 of 20. Quick tip here. Instead of going through the stress of typing the number 7 and applying all those effects, you can just copy the specific number you're looking for from any part of this document where it appears. Now I said I want to make this page 1 of 20, and I can see 20 everywhere from 2024. I see 20 here, I see 20 here, I see 20 almost everywhere. So you just copy. I prefer to copy the one closest to it because they will have similar look, coloring or shading. Now make sure you are selecting the original layer. Now take your selection tool or lasso tool here, then make a copy of this 20 specifically. Carefully make a copy of it. Right click on it and then click on feather. The reason for feathering is to make the edges of this selection soft. Ctrl J would make you copy this particular stuff from the layer. Now bring it here, then put it on top of this. As you can see, you can go ahead to use opacity to reduce the opacity to make sure that it matches. because this is a single word, so the 2 and the 7 should be on the same point, and that's it. We have our page 1 of 20, and I will be doing this particular stuff for every other page. So I'm moving to page 2, doing the same thing. Statement number 4, page 2 of 7. I'll take my lasso tool, the selection of 20, feather, copy, then bring it down. Page 2 of 20 there, go to page 3, same thing here. So I'll just speed up this part of the video. Okay, now we are on the last page, page 7 of 7. Okay, now we've made all the changes to the pages of this document. Now coming to page 1, back to page 1. Previously, we would go to File, Save, or maybe Export as JPEG or whatever. But for this particular example, we are going to be using the option here, Automate. So going to File, clicking on Automate, you'll go to PDF Presentation here. Now, under this dialog, you can see PDF Presentation dialog. First thing we have to do is impute the source files. Now, if you click on this Add Open Files, it would impute all the open files here on Photoshop at the moment. So you can see we have bank statement 1, 2, 3 to 7. With this, you can play around with anyone. Maybe after opening it, it's not properly arranged. You can arrange it to your choice. You can put page 2 down below, bring page 7 up above. Any one of your choice, just arrange it anyhow. You could even get rid of any page you don't want and remove page 7, and then, because these files here indicate that all these open files are what Photoshop is going to merge into one PDF. So you can remove each page according to your choice. But for this one, I want everything, and I want them arranged in the specific order Photoshop has arranged it from page 1 to 7. Now, the next thing we have to do is make sure multi-page document is sticked on, not presentation. Now, background should be white. Font size does not really matter, but I just leave it as 12. Now, unless you need any of this, everything should be turned off, because displays the file name at the bottom of the page. Same thing with these extension titles and other things. So we don't need those. So I'll turn every other thing off. Now, that is all for this. I'm going to click Save. We're going to have to save it in the specific document we want it. This is where the original PDF document was. So I will be saving it with this name, but I will just include new here, so it will be different from the original one. The file type is multi-page PDF document. Save. Now, coming here, because we want to print this document later, click on high quality print. Now, every other thing should be turned off apart from this optimize for fast web preview, so that when you are viewing it on a smart device like a computer or a smartphone, the document will process faster. The next thing we have to do is compression. Under compression, we'll make sure that these two are the same, because it's going to reduce every image here that is above 450 pixels per inch. The resolution is going to reduce to 300, and we don't want it even close to 450, so we'll just put 300 still, so it does not go above 300 pixels per inch. Now, the compression here should be JPEG. Now, the image quality should be maximum to ensure maximum clarity. Now, click on Save. Now, once it's done saving, we can go to our file explorer and now find that the original bank statement is here and the new bank statement is here. Now, if we open this, you can see that our PDF document is still 7 pages, but then our changes have been made. We have Mixstar, VJ, McGill, and then our pages. We have page 1 of 4 of 20. Same thing here, page 2 of 20, page 3 of 20, down to page 7 of 20. So all our changes have been imputed without converting this document into separate PDF files. And that's all I've got for you today, guys. I hope you found good value in it. If you did find value in it, please indicate by smashing the like button and also sharing to a friend who might be interested as well. If you are just seeing my video for the first time, that means you are not a subscriber yet. So what are you waiting for? Please hit the subscribe button. I promise that will be your best decision of the day. And with that said, I'll see you in another video. Peace out.